Okay, so for my teacher tool, I found it is UDL. Let me bring it up. Book Builder, and let me share my screen with you so you can see it. Share screen. Okay. So this is what it is. It's called Cast UDL Book Builder. And it's really cool because you can have your class actually make their own book. And I went and actually made one already, like a sample one. So I can show you what it is. Yes, I can press read. And you can assign it for which grade you want. And you can add pictures. You can make a title for it. And then I said my book, just as an example. And then going to the next thing, I just said you can have your class write their own book and make them online, which is really neat. They can add their own photos to it, their own captions, and write their own book, which is I think is a really great idea that they can do it online because after, like, when you're in like an English language arts class, they can go online and upload a book they just written and add pictures and then share it with the class too. And it's a lot easier for students that maybe not have the best writing skills, and that work better on the computer too, and it makes it neat. So you can read books and you can create and share them, and then you can, so there's model books that you can look at that they have. I'll click on Gus's Rainforest Adventure, which is for loading. And yeah, so you can make it for all different kinds of things. And there's also like little tips on the side that help you along the way. And it's really neat because you can make it either as hard or as difficult or as easy, as you want. And let me go back. Let me show you what it's like to actually make a book. So, create and edit my books. And then start a new book. So I'll just call this one Google Hangouts. And then I'll just say other, and I'll say other as well. And then they also have different coaches down here that you can pick, and they come in English, they can come in French and Spanish and Portuguese as well to help you while you make your book. They're like little tips that help you along the way. You can choose portrait or landscape. So yeah, and then you would go over to portrait, submit, and then you just go click on the title page, and then you got the table of contents, and then you can actually add content pages too. And these help you, the coaches help you. And then right here you would put your words, and then you can add pictures too for your title page. And I think it would be awesome for like a class to actually make their own book and then get to see it after it's made. So they don't have to wait for it to be published or anything. They can watch it right after they make it. So I thought this was a great tool to use in the classroom for students. And it was called Cast UDL Book Builder.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
Definitely.
It'll be fun for them.
Yes, let me.
Yeah, that'd be like really fun for kids.
Yeah, definitely. I loved it. Like, I would definitely use it in the classroom for sure. I don't know where. Hold on. I'm trying.
I think you're still on screen share.
Oh my god. I need to find. Okay, this one. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay, so I guess I'll move on to mine. My first one I did was, I'll just share my screen. It was entire screen. It was called Spritzlet. And
Mm-hmm.
for this, you make your account, which I have like right here. I just signed in with like my Google account.
Yeah.
And when you do it, you says like you have to drag this button into your, which I've already done, into your bookmark bar. And then when you take it, I'm just gonna use my other application for it. You click this and it comes up here and tells you what it's about. It like pulls out the key points in that, because I know when you hit homepage, it like tells you what the top article is that they're talking about. When you click it, it comes up telling you the Paris attacks, which is like right here. So it's like summarizing for students if they don't like to read or something, or they just want to kind of get the key points instead of skimming. Because when you go on Spritzlet, exit off this. Is it this one? I think it's back actually. Yeah, it says it's different because it avoids talking to yourself and it enlarges the peripheral span, and something can be learned in less than 5 minutes. And if you don't, it can be learned in less than 5 minutes. And if you don't use it for a month, there's like no practice needed for it. So
Wow, that's neat.
it's really different than anything I've ever seen. So it's reading text when you're reading it one word at a time. So it's like a more visual frame, like for students that have a hard time maybe focusing on like a whole paragraph of words. They're seeing one word at a time. And so it might be really helpful for students who have like an ADHD problem or anything like that, because there's somewhere we're talking about education. They don't have to focus on a whole paragraph. Instead of like reading this whole paragraph, Spritz could kind of make it that it's going to pull the words out one at a time for them, so they don't get distracted as easily.
Yeah, I like that. I think that would be great for Spanish speaking students to hear English words too. So that would help them as well to hear them out loud if they're learning English.
It would really help them.
Yeah, and then I guess it's great for students that need to hear words too while they're reading, so they can see that or see the individual words too. Yeah, that could definitely be useful in a lot of different subjects too.
Yeah, really helpful for reading. Like in every subject, you can use it for reading.
For sure, definitely. Okay, so the next website that I found is called Cast Science Writer. And let me bring it up. Okay, so what Cast Science Writer does is you can go through and it will help you draft like an actual hypothesis for a science class, and then you can make an introduction, a report, and it just gives you tips on how to do it if you're lost in the class and not sure how to do it. So you go on this website and it will teach you how to write a hypothesis. So there's different little, again, the same little figures come up and they give you tips on how to do it. So if you click on Max, he will show you or tell you. I don't know why that came up. Could speak. I don't know what happened. He's not. Here he comes. Yeah, they would pop up in this corner right here, and they would help you out.
Write a statement that represents what your research is about. The hypothesis must be stated so that you test your idea in your work or experiment. Often, a hypothesis is written like this: if I do this, then this will happen. Fill in the blanks to complete the statement.
Yeah, so then it just gives you an idea what to do, and it says it says it out loud so you can hear it. And then the kids would have an actual idea of how to start their hypothesis, and then you can move on to next, and you can log me out. 1 second. And then let me see if Max will come up. And so then he will give an example too of what a hypothesis is for students.
Okay.
And
I am a scientist, but most people think I am just a dog. They see me at the pond and throw sticks in the...
So for his example, he said, people will throw more fetching sticks in warm weather than cold winter months. So that could be one for him. And then Sam created one as well and said, if a snowball is smaller, then it will go far. And that's what he did. So just different examples that students can see and help them along the way. And then we can revise it, and you can choose hypothesis. There's plenty of different other options that you can choose. Or for a report, you can get help writing an introduction with methods, with results, and conclusions. So I just picked hypothesis to see what it would do. And then introduction, it would just help you get started again on how to write one, which I think is really helpful for students because science can be hard, and I think definitely learning like a hypothesis was hard. So it gives you lots of tips on how to make it easy and what you should do. So it was very helpful.
That is really helpful. And it kind of breaks it down for each part for the student. So that way they're only looking at hypothesis, then their introduction, then like so on. And they really get helpful hints on each part that they're writing.
Yep. So that was for that one.
I like that one.
Yep. Yeah, I like that a lot. That would be definitely helpful in a science classroom.
Okay. My next one was NEWSELA, which I actually think would be actually really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that one. So let's minimize this. So this one is you make an account and yeah, I'm signed in. Maybe I'm not. Okay, all right. Okay, whatever. You don't need to sign in. I had a sign-in thing, and I don't know where it went, but I can't remember which one I used. But
Yeah.
So when you pull it up, though, you get like all these articles, and you can look through them. You can find ones that work better for your classroom, like if you're talking about a certain topic, or if you just want to update your kids on the news in the world, like this one, like this Paris attacks. They can you could find a child-appropriate article on that, and then they're updated and they always know what's going on. They even have Spanish ones to keep in mind your ELL students and things that they might need to know. They have ones about literature that you can use, and they just have a lot of different stuff. You can look for ones that are just for kids, and when you go look for ones for kids, it's got different ones that are more targeted to them and issues that affect their lives. So they can kind of have an opinion in what happens in their world and be informed of like the world around them at a young age, because it's like always important, and it's gonna like expand their nonfiction reading.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be like really interesting for them.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That was awesome, and I actually used it before in my reading class. We actually went on the website and printed out articles that we could read to students, and it's really helpful because you can like sort of by I think like lexile reading in different levels too for grades.
Yeah, I've seen it in my creative arts class. My teacher used a NEWSELA article.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen it a couple times before, and they're really helpful.
Yeah, they are. I love them a lot. And they're great. And yeah, like how you can sort them out for like kids and make it friendly for them too, so it's not too much graphic content in there for them.
Yeah, you gotta like find the right article.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an easy way to find news articles.
Oh yeah, I like how it sorts it out. There's like many different ways you can sort through the articles too for students to read.
Yeah, it's like a one-stop shop for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can use that in like multiple subjects too. It's not just like for reading. You can pretty much do all subjects with that.
Yeah.
For finding an article. Okay, so the last one I found was called UDL Exchange. And we learned about UDL in class, Universal Design. So I'll bring it up. Okay, so What it is a resource for teachers that can upload their own lessons that they create that they want to share, or you can also find other lessons too, and different like resources, other websites that would be helpful for teachers. So I'm gonna log in. Second. Okay, yeah, so then we used this before, and it actually shows you that you shared my spelling with technology.
Yeah.
So yeah, what you can do is you can browse different lessons that teachers have created, and you can look at them and use them for your own classroom. So I can just pick one, sorry. For an example, let me see. I'll do animal and adaptations for 3rd grade. And you would click it, and it basically just brings up the whole entire lesson plan for you to see on it. And I went through it last night and other teachers actually upload like their actual worksheets too with it, so you can click on them and print them out and use them for your students too. And yeah, it gives you step by step what would you do throughout the lesson. Includes materials. So there's plenty of lessons on here that you can use in your classroom, and then you can filter it by different things you do, like resources, lessons, and then sort it by content area and grade level as well. And you can include what you would want as a presented web page, document, image, presentation, and then the purpose for it. And you can also make your own lesson and then share it with other teachers, or just like with the website, and anyone can look at it as well. So I thought that was neat. And then it also has a feature guide, teaches you how to use it and what to do. So you can build them, you can use other resources, and then you can upload your own lesson. And yeah, so we used this before for our spelling lesson, and I think that's great that you can share with other teachers, and then also make it public, so then teachers from around the country can also use it as well.
Yeah,
so very, very helpful.
That is really helpful.
Type of lesson. Yep. So,
and you can get like either ideas or like examples or anything from that.
Yeah, so if like you were stuck on a subject that you're supposed to teach and you were just drawing a blank, you could go on here, and even you can like search a keyword. So maybe I'll type in butterfly because I see that, and see what other things come up. There's all different life cycle of a butterfly symmetry. Yeah, so there's all different things that you could pick from and get ideas, see lessons, and I'll click on this one and see if it has a worksheet. This one has a very long description. They're very detailed about it. And yep, gives a layout for every step in it, and basically tells you everything that you should do with it. And for UDL, it's universal design, so it makes it easier for all students in the classroom to be accessible to it, and you won't be able to notice what student had a disability or was different within the lesson, which is great.
I also like about that it gives you the Common Core standards. Like because when we made our lessons in class, you can just click it and go through and look for what Common Core standard you're like trying to meet.
Oh yeah, that's great.
To find your standards.
Yeah, because that can be hard trying to match up with them. So yeah, I like how it does that as well. It gives a grade level and
find them.
Yep. Yeah, so it's definitely a very, very helpful site that we could definitely use.
That is. I like it.
So, yep, so those are the 3 different ones that I found.
Awesome. I love them all. They all work really well for the classroom.
Yeah, I think so too. I like the ones that you found too. They're like more article and more, I guess, generate towards reading too, which is good.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, they're like just really helpful too. They're good. They're all 5 good.
Yeah, I think I would use all 5 of them definitely in my classroom.
Yeah, I would too. At some point, I would find a use for all 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely NEWSELA. I love that website. I could use it for like any class.
Yeah, that could be like a daily thing, like every day, like the news article of the day, like in the morning they could read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very important. Well, I was glad that I could share these with you so you could learn about them as well.
So,
You out? Yep. Okay. And I like the ones that you shared too, so they will help me a lot too.
yes, they all will help.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I will see you later. It was great talking to you,
You too.
learning about these new technology tools for teachers. So I will talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.